What's something that newer generations will never understand? Making plans to meet friends and having to commit because you didn't have mobile phones to ask where they were, how far, and if they were still coming. And then having to figure out how to find them if something went wrong. I remember once planning to meet a friend at a festival, but I couldn't find her at first. So I made a new friend, someone who'd had the same thing happen to her. I finally found my original friend, and by that time she'd made a new random stranger friend as well. We all ended up having a great time. First at the festival, and then at a nearby club afterwards. Good times. Now if I lose sight of my husband at the grocery store, I have to text him or we'll never find each other again because we got confused by the tomatoes or the pancake mix. Finding people is a lost art. Let's all meet back here at 6 o'clock. Looks at watch. I've got 4:35. What time do you have? Synchronizing watches? Why don't they just grab it off the satellites? For real though, you never felt more badass than collectively synchronizing watches. It was a staple line in every pre-2000s movie. Having to rewind the tape before returning it to the video store or incur a fee. Be kind. Rewind. Meeting up with a friend at the movies and having no way to communicate once you've left the house your friend doesn't show. Is he coming? Should I continue to wait, standing at the precise spot we agreed on? Has he died? Did he forget? I'll call home using a payphone and hope my mom is there to tell me whether he left a message on the answering machine. So much anxiety. But I feel like people kept plans more then. They weren't checking their phone to bail for a better option. In general, people met at the agreed upon time and place. They also bothered to actually make plans and had to stick to them instead of flaking out or faffing about with "I'll just call you." I remember the first time someone stood me up because we hadn't texted same day to confirm we were actually doing the thing. I was baffled. Now I would never plan something a week out and just expect the other person to remember and show up. Taking pictures, then waiting for them to be developed to see if they turned out okay. Then finding the wild roll of film is someone's thumb, cause they didn't know how to hold the camera. It was my brother's nose. He looked to see if it was ready to go, I guess. Having to buy the entire album to get one song you liked or wait for it to come on the radio and record it. Missing any part of the song was unacceptable and you had to wait until it was played again. Then the DJ would talk at the end of the song and ruined it. Having a 3-ring binder of CDs for road trips. Parents not knowing where their kids are and trusting them not to get into trouble. My kids watched Stranger Things with me and they thought it was unrealistic how the kids would just go ride their bikes wherever late at night. I told them we used to do that all the time. One time I broke my collarbone in a pickup football game and had to ride my bike home. I was like 10 miles away. That sucked. Come to think about it, it seems rare to have enough kids playing outside to have a pickup football game nowadays. I kind of wonder if there are places still like that where kids know the neighbor kids well and pretty much freely roam the neighborhood, or if it's one of those things that disappeared in a generation. The kids on our street roam around outside and play all the time. They regularly ring the doorbell to see if my fiance's son is at our house. They spend all day outside and just come inside to eat lunch. How we got around without GPS navigation. Our family used to go to Bangor, Maine for vacations. Basically to see Stephen King's house. To get there we had to go to AAA and they highlighted the route on street maps and road atlases. This was in the mid-90s. I shit you not. I heard a client of mine say these words to his wife last week: "Honey, don't worry about it. I printed out the MapQuest directions. It's only an hour away. It'll be fine." Edit elderly client. Slamming down the receiver on a landline telephone. Pushing the red button is not nearly as satisfying. Is you slam hard enough you'd get that little ding to let everyone know shit went down. Get me pictures of Spider-Man. Checking the payphone change return for any forgotten coins. Back before normal people could afford cell phones, but I had a pager. I used lots of payphones. I knew where all the local ones I could use from my car. One day I pulled up to use one of my normal ones and I couldn't get a coin in because it was jammed. So I dug out my pocket knife and fiddled with it, and when they all released, I ended up with around $30 in quarters. Felt like I hit the jackpot. Being able to be an idiot in your formative years and not worry about it being filmed and or put on the internet forever. This is why I feel terrible for anyone born into a family vlog channel. So many are going to grow up and realize that every emotional breakdown they had has been archived and viewed by millions of people because their parents saw them crying and thought, jackpot. How to properly time getting a drink and snack before the ad break finished. I still sweat thinking about it. Listening to the radio with a blank tape at your boombox, waiting for your favorite song to come on so you can hit record the second you hear the first note, then the DJ starts talking over it and ruins the whole thing. I sometimes wonder if it was on purpose to stop music piracy. Not being able to watch whatever you wanted whenever you wanted. We actually had to look up the show's schedule in a TV guide and be available when it came on. It's on.